Hi, everyone, and welcome to Autism Hope Library. I am so excited about this next interview. I've known this guy for quite some time, and we're getting him on the interview here, and we're going to learn about something that many of you have questions about. So welcome, Glenn Wilhelm. Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure, Kristen. And yeah, it's long overdue. Known you for a guy, I think probably 6+ years. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on today.
Well, today we're going to be talking about, are all detox baths created equal? And this is something that many of the families in our community they talk about, they're curious about. Before meeting you guys, I didn't even understand what a detox foot bath was. So we're going to just jump into that. But before we do, can we give people a little bit of background about, why you're so passionate about helping the community, and, why are you, talking about detox foot baths?
Sure, absolutely. And like you, God, nearly to March will be 10 years I've been here with AMD, A Major Difference. We are the manufacturer of the Ion Cleanse. And prior to my initial interview, I didn't know what a foot bath detox system was either. Since that time, we've been doing this for 19 years as a company. And literally, I go to conferences, I talk to people on the phone. When you get that phone call, or you say, "Oh my God, Glenn, your product helped change my child's life." And we're in the business of improving people's lives through reducing the toxic load in the body. And testimonial after testimonial, if we could help improve the lives, especially of a child, how rewarding is that? So that's what I'm passionate about, what brings me to work every single day. And absolutely love what I do.
I love that. And, let's talk about Ion Cleanse by AMD. First of all, AMD, let's talk about what that stands for so people understand that. Yeah. What is this amazing detox foot bath?
Sure. Yeah, AMD is our company name, which is A Major Difference. So Ion Cleanse is our product, the Ion Cleanse Detoxification foot bath. So literally, what is a foot bath detox system? The whole goal of our product, Kristen, vast majority, not only us, but especially our kids in this community, we have toxins that are stored in the body. Typically, those toxins are stored in fat cells, tissues of the body. And once they get in storage, it's hard for a lot of times for our body to begin processing them out once they are in storage. Now, once they're stored in those fat cells, tissues of the body, they can be very problematic. Now, if we don't address those and help get them out of the body, long-term can be much more problematic. The whole goal of the Ion Cleanse system is we're creating these charged ions in the water. And we know, right, we kind of think magnets, opposites attract. The whole goal is to mobilize, release these toxins that we have stored in the body so that they can actually exit the body. So that's what we're doing. We have a tub of water. We're sending a very low level electrical current into the water. Flash safety, what are we doing? We'll talk about that. But that literally helps those toxins get released from the body because as you well know, once we reduce the toxic load in the body, that really sets the stage for so many other different therapies to really be maximized once we no longer have that toxicity component within the body. So with our kids, depending on the age, it may be a 10-minute session, could go up to 30 minutes, even longer. But very simply, all they have to do is sit there with their feet in the water. One of the biggest objections I get from parents is like, Glenn, you don't get it. My kid is different. There's no way my child is going to sit there for 10 minutes, let alone 30 minutes. And what we have found out is kids absolutely love the system. So compliance usually is not an issue whatsoever.
Well, I know with my own son, when he sits in his foot bath, we give him his iPad, or we make it kind of special. So because he doesn't get a lot of television. Or even iPad time. So we try to keep it a real special time. So it's like, okay, you're going to sit there, and then it's real exciting. It's like, oh, I get my iPad, or, oh, I get to watch a special movie. And so I know a lot of families out there, they do similar things where it's like, oh, it's foot bath time, but it's also iPad time, or it's also movie time, or whatever that special time is. So that's something that I think a lot of the kids out there that they're like, yeah, I'm going to get relaxed and feel good. So I love that. Now I know that lots of people with a child on the spectrum have purchased the Ion Cleanse system. Why do you think so many people have purchased it?
Well, yeah, and you're absolutely right. So yeah, we know that literally thousands of families have purchased the system. Why? This product, number one, it's absolutely safe. We talked about that electricity in the water. Our company, one of the foundation principles was safety, right? We have an external medical grade power supply. So and we have an absolutely perfect record in our nearly 19 years of being in business. So first off, it's safe. Second of all, it is non-invasive, meaning we are not putting a single thing into the body. What we're doing is helping the body actually just release those toxins. Well, as you know as well as I do, I've talked to parents who have spent $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 or more trying to get to help their child. One of the nice things about our product, because as you well know, there is no single modality that works for every single child, right? So all our kids are different. Some work, some don't work. We got to go different routes. One of the nice things about our product is you get a full 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. And right now being a sales page, but my belief is if you're going to invest in our system, my gosh, I want you to get those results. If you find the therapy is not working for you, all you got to do is send it back. You get a full refund, no questions asked. So, I've talked to a lot of people that says, man, I've been thinking about this because you have that money back guarantee. I figure, what the heck? I really have nothing to lose because I've tried so many other different things. It's nice to have that assurance. So I think that's one of the things that really propels people to, hey, I really ought to give this a shot.
And especially as a mom, myself, I have a child with autism, right? Young adult now. And we have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on things. And it is nice knowing like, oh, we can try this. And if it doesn't work, we can get our money back. That's unheard of almost in anything in the autism community that I've seen for the most part. So I love that you have that. I think that gives people peace of mind, and it really shows that, hey, you guys are confident in what you guys are doing, because if you weren't, you'd be like, oh, you buy it, all sales are final.
Right. Absolutely. And we even make it simple. I mean, there's literally no forms to fill out. You don't even have to contact us. If you want to send it back, we track everything by serial number. So we make it as easy as possible for the purchaser if for some reason they didn't want to return it. And it might even just be a financial situation. Oh my gosh, hey, I found out I have taxes due. I can't really afford that. By all means, send it back and you get all your money back. It's that simple.
And so let's talk about, who can use the system and what age. Is there an age, limit?
Yeah, great question. We do recommend going down to the age of 2. A lot of 2-year-olds have used the system. There's really no limit. You can go up to 80s, 90s, even older. And, the nice thing about this product is this is literally something that we all can benefit from. As you well know, we are living in the most toxic environment in Earth's known history. So age 2, with our system, we have a chart that comes with the unit. So if your child is 4, you'll know how long to use the machine. If your child's 11 or vice versa. And also, you're not alone on your detox journey. One of the things we really pride ourselves on, and I think you've seen this over the years, is the support that we bring after the sale is over, that we're really here to help all of our customers along their detox journey.
And you guys have an amazing Facebook group, I know, that is just so helpful. And so many families are in there. And I see a lot of your staff that's in there answering questions. And it's, to me, that's just a really amazing tool and resource to be able to give the families, because many people watching, it's like 2:00 in the morning and all of a sudden you have that question and you're like, oh, or it's Saturday and you're like, great, they're not open till Monday. And you guys can pop onto this Facebook group that they have, and because I'm on it, and I'll see, so many people ask questions, and like all these families are there for each other, cheering each other on and just talking about different goals and such. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's a beautiful community that we are all in, and everybody offers their not only words of advice, but encouragement. And, when you see a community within this group of nearly 10,000 strong, right, gives you a little bit of confidence. Hey, I'm not the only one going out trying to kind of experimenting or evaluating this ionic foot bath. It really gives you that confidence. You have the support even after hours. When we're closed, you can go to that Facebook group, which is Ion Cleanse by AMD for ASD. So again, Ion Cleanse by AMD for ASD. Great community. Encourage you to join the group.
I love that. And so let's talk about the question of the hour, right? How is the Ion Cleanse system different from other methods of detoxification?
Sure, great. Just about there are a lot of great forms of detoxification, whether you're looking at binders, you're looking at supplements, all of them pretty much rely on one thing, and that's for the body to still be able to process those toxins out, right? You're taking a certain herbal supplement, we're still relying on that body to be able to take that toxin and get it out of the body. Where conversely, with the Ion Cleanse, we're actually giving the body two mechanisms to release toxicity. When we create that ionic charge in the water, imagine that being the big magnet. Okay, when we have toxicity in our body, that in essence is a smaller magnet, that we are doing that release. And because of that ionic charge, we can and do, Kristen, release toxicity from the body into the foot bath. Now, I've done, back when we were doing conferences, right? Back in 2019, I think I did.
The good old days.
Right? In 2019, I think I did 13 medical practitioner-based conferences. And I said, yeah, we can and do, and we have this proven on our website, release toxins into the foot bath. And, I would have MDs, naturopathic physicians, come on, Glenn, you expect me to believe we're going to release these toxins through our feet into the water? And my answer is absolutely yes. And here's why. Think about it. You've seen medications. Can we take a medication through a patch and absorb through our skin into our body? Yes. Right? I know you're a big proponent on very healthy products. Can you absorb aluminum through deodorant, through your armpit, into your body? Absolutely yes. Just the same way that we can absorb through the skin, we can release through the skin. And guess what? We do that every day when we sweat. Mm-hmm. But now with the Ion Cleanse, we're having that magnetic pull, that ionic charge, helping do that release that we can and release into the foot bath. Now that's part one. But the biggest detox actually occurs with the Ion Cleanse. This is what really makes it unique. One of the reasons we use that medical grade power supply, it's not just about safety. It's also filtering out all of the dirty current. And what do I mean by that? There's undetectable EMFs coming off our machine. We filter out all the leakage current, hazardous voltage, AC ripple. This can all be classified as dirty current. Dirty current if there's a dirty current coming off a machine, that could be very problematic for myself or you. But if we have somebody in a compromised state, right, our kids in our community, man, that can really wreak havoc and expose to that dirty current. When we deliver that clean filtered current, that helps puts the body into a relaxed state, right? So when we can take that body out of fight or flight and we put it into rest and digest, we're doing what? Helping activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's when we're relaxed. Well, a phenomenal thing occurs within our body. Not only is our body relaxed, I mean, you can go out and find this on PubMed. If you do a comparison, when we're in stress, did you know the liver actually contracts? No. Conversely, when we're in parasympathetic dominance, when we're in a relaxed state, the liver is now relaxed. Well, let me ask you, what do you think works better? Contracted organ of detoxification or one that's in a relaxed state?
Yeah.
So if we kind of put all this together, as I said earlier, what is the whole goal? To facilitate the relax, that mobilization of those toxins, right? We do that by that ionic charge. Now, let's say hypothetically, your son is doing a 20-minute session. During that session, we can and do release into the foot bath, but now guess what, Chris, and that machine turns off. However, we still have these mobilized toxins, and now we have set the perfect stage because we're in a more relaxed state. Our organs of detox are going to work more effectively, more efficiently. So with the Ion Cleanse by AMD system, we're going to continue to release those mobilized toxins for the next 24, 48, even 72 hours after the cleanse is over. So that's why having that medical grade power supply is not just about safety, which it obviously is very, very important, but that delivers that second part to the overall detox.
Well, and it's funny because I remember when, the good old days when we'd be at a conference, right? We're going to be talking about this like forever. Like, oh, when I was younger, we went to these things called conferences. But I would see, all the moms, and, I would even know behind the scenes, the moms that at first that didn't quite believe about the system. They would make sure that they washed their feet exactly the same way. There was no lotion. There was no, perfume. There was nothing. Like, they legit had the same stuff on their skin, on their feet. And they would put it in, and like, you guys wouldn't know, but I would know because I would be hearing about it, in the lobby, like, oh, we're going to see what's going to happen. And I would always kind of giggle because I had already seen, like, the miracle of what you guys do. And so I just sit back and kind of like watch, observe. And I would laugh every time because they couldn't believe it. Like, their color of their water all were different. Like, it wasn't the same. So if you were thinking like, oh, okay, it has to be the water doing this, or it has to be, whatever the ion thing is. Well, wait a second. If my feet have no lotion on them, have no fragrance, nothing, and I washed it the same way you did, and I put it in, and you have a different color than I do, it clearly can't be the water. It's happening, what's coming out of my body. And you should see, I mean, you do, but like, for people watching, you should see these people's faces. It's like, they're like amazed. They're like, wait, that one's green. Wait, that one's orange. Like, and it's like this really gross stuff in the water. And it's awesome to be able to see it in real life. And it's a really cool experience.
Yeah. And I'm really glad you brought up on the color change, because I do want to talk about that. And I remember when I interviewed with Neil, my boss, nearly 10 years ago, I was all excited, and I got home and I Googled, foot bath detox. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing's a scam or a hoax, because if you run it with no feet in the water, there's color change. These people are scam. I'm like, I don't want to do that for a living, put my reputation on the line. Well, and let me elaborate on that. What do ions do? Ions attract and neutralize oppositely charged particles. That's what they do. And when I kind of tell people, ions don't play favorites. They're going to do their job if there are feet in the water or no feet in the water. So what are they neutralizing if there's no feet in the water? We're using tap water, average city water, 200 plus chemicals through the water treatment plant. The machine, our machine will say checking salt level. You may have to add a little bit of salt. The sole purpose of the salt, just make sure the water is conductive enough so that we can create those ions. So again, machine tells you that. And also the array plate, which is the part that goes in the water, is made out of stainless steel and copper. All three of those things, the water, salt, array plate, have a charge. So there's going to be some color change, even if you have no feet in the water. But you're absolutely right. In my time, I've seen, I think over 10,000 different foot baths, and I'll be sitting there with 4 or 6 people at the booth, and this one's kind of a orangey color, this one's orangey brown, this one's green, this one's black, this one's got bubbles, and right. So, and there's only one variable at that point, and that's the person actually cleansing. Now, all that being said, and we get this time after time, Glenn or whoever's working at, read my water. We can't diagnose from the color of the water, right? First off, we are not a medical device. We don't diagnose, we don't treat, we don't cure. Yes, we get different results based on what we're releasing, but unless you really do lab testing on the water, you got to do it before and after. As long as we're getting that color change, we know the machine is doing what it's on. But again, I want to go back to what happens after the cleanse is over. That's where the biggest detox occurs, but it is rather fascinating. 10 years later, I still cleanse on average twice a week. I still get funky colors, right? I continue to release, because no matter, even if you're drinking filtered water, you have an organic diet, and you do all the things, we are so bombarded with toxicity that we're always, right? Detoxification, unfortunately, in this age that we are living in, it's a lifestyle.
Well, it's interesting because, you hear other families go, well, I had a foot bath and it didn't really do anything. Or, just like how you, at first you're like, is this one of those scammers,
Yep.
So, there are a lot of different detox foot baths on the market that cost significantly less than the ion cleanse system. What's the big discrepancy in the price?
Sure, absolutely. Great point. And, since I've been here, I've probably taken in 1,000 machines on a trade-in basis where people tried product A, B, or C, or X, Y, and Z, ultimately didn't get any results, traded that in for an ion cleanse system. So a couple key points. I will tell you, vast majority are made in China. There's two main plants. They've actually come to us. Hey, why don't you offer a low-cost alternative? We can buy most of those for 40 or 50 bucks, which number one comes down to the quality of components. The ion cleanse system is made, we're in the suburb of Denver. We are the manufacturer. We use the best parts available and highest quality. We integrate, as I said earlier, that medical grade power supply. Give you an example. We've shipped to 46 different countries. I had a customer in the Philippines email me, hey, I just wanted to let you know what happened. Last night I was doing a cleanse as a storm rolled in and our building got hit by electricity, blew my TV out as I had my feet in the water, and I was perfectly safe. My machine was perfectly safe.
Wow.
So that's just an example, but it's not just that safety aspect. Our system, we have a patent on our design, Kristen, that enables us to create negative ions as well as positive ions. The machine will literally go back and forth, creating this. Why is that so important? We have toxins in our body that are positively charged. Examples, heavy metals, pesticides. We also have toxins that are negatively charged. Right? Glyphosate as an herbicide is actually negatively charged. You're looking at your endotoxins, right? Those are negatively charged. Mycotoxins are typically housed in the biofilm, which is negatively charged. Ammonia, candida, negatively charged. So with our system, we are literally addressing toxicity at all levels within the body. And what's really unique, people ask me, hey, if it helps with detox aluminum or lead, will it help with this heavy metal or this heavy metal? Again, it's not playing favorite. It all has to do with charges, right? Negative ions are going to attract any positively charged toxicant. Positive ions are going to attract any negatively charged toxicant. We have a patent on that design that enables us to do that. Other units out on the market are monopolarity, meaning can only create one type of charge. So you're not getting the entire benefit as you will when you address all of them. So that's a very, very abbreviated difference as far as our system versus some of the others.
Now, how do people find you?
Yeah, so a couple different ways. You can, our website, amajordifference.com. Go to our website. You can contact us that way. You can learn a lot about our product. Obviously, you can give us a call, 303-755-0112. Also, if you want to go to that Facebook group, which is, again, Ion Cleanse by AMD for ASD. Also, you can go to our Facebook page as well. We're on Instagram, Twitter. We're pretty much everywhere. So
now, for those families right now that are watching and they're like, sometimes you just feel hopeless or you feel lost and you don't know where to turn. And I'm so glad we have partners like you that are out there and you're standing with all these families and you're making a huge difference. But, what message do you have for them?
Yeah, there's really been, again, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. There has really been a huge paradigm shift over the last 10 years. In the past, it's let's do this supplement, let's do this and this and this, and detoxification was an afterthought. It's like, I've tried everything else, maybe it's toxicity. That paradigm shift, what doctors are now finding out, as well as individuals, once you reduce that toxic load in the body first, right? You get that out, then that is, as I said earlier, is really setting the stage. Your supplementation is going to be maximized. So again, if you haven't gone this route and really dove into detoxification, I highly encourage you to do it. As I said, if it doesn't work for you, you have that opportunity to return the system. But detoxification, God, it's just so important nowadays.
I don't think, like you said, we don't talk about it enough, and it is so important, and it's a huge piece to the puzzle for many of our families out there. And gosh, thank you so much for being here today, Glenn. I love talking about this product. I'm a huge fan, and I just hope everyone watching right now, you guys, call them up. They have free consults. They can talk to you. They can answer questions. They have payment plans. There's the list goes on and on. So, they're there for you. I have been to many conferences. I have seen Glenn and his whole staff, sitting there talking to families for hours and hours and hours. And, they're there to make a difference for our families and really help us. So Glenn, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, and look forward to actually when I get to see you in person again.
I know, like the good old days. It'll be so nice. To all of you guys watching, remember there is hope and then there's help. And until next time, bye guys.